Hey guys, a while back I made a video called how to make a death run, and a lot of people watched it and liked it, and I've had a lot of requests since then to make more videos like it. So I think I'm gonna start a series of how to make a death run hard, how to make a death run fun, how to make a death run cool, you know, that kind of stuff. This video I wanna show you guys how to make different levels of difficulties in death runs. There are these default death runs that are really popular, so they're a little bit easier but fun. And then you've got these really hard death runs out there made by people like Scissors that are nearly impossible for any normal human being to do. I'm gonna show you the difference between a default death run and like a Scissors death run and how you can make yours according to the difficulty level that you want. Let's get into this. All right, let's talk about this a little bit. So I'm gonna make really like 4 different levels here. So what I'm gonna do is gonna have green as easy, yellow as medium, red as hard, and white as like nearly impossible. I'm gonna show you 2 different examples of like death run type levels. We're gonna start with a parkour type level, and then I'm gonna show you trap tunnels and how to make those easy to nearly impossible. Okay, let me get this all set up. When you're making a death run level and you want to make it a certain difficulty level, you kind of need to think about 2 things. One is how many challenging jumps are you going to have in your level, and 2 is how many layers are you going to have in your level. Let me explain. So let me show you the difference between like an easy and a medium hard, just normal parkour level. All right, so if we're going to set up jumps on an easy level, you want it so that all the jumps are easy, right? You just don't want them to have to stretch. It's just simple. There's no like edge jumps. And by what I mean by edge jumps, guys, is like, let me show you, right? So like if I just do a normal jump here, I can't make that jump. Versus if like on this platform, I get a full run start and then jump on the extreme edge, then I can make that jump. That makes it a hard jump, right? So if you're making an easy level, you want it so there's no jumps like that, right? You don't want any edge jumps. I mean, you can still like make it so they have to like go back and forth or up and down, but generally you're just gonna make it so they're easy jumps, and you can even put some in between that make it even easier, or just it makes it look more interesting of a level because there's a jump there and then a jump here, that kind of thing, right? So this is an easy parkour level because I don't have to like do any like running and jumping on the edge jumps. You know, this becomes a very simple, like a default death run type parkour level. Look, I don't even have to jump off that last one. I can just run off. Now let's make it a little bit harder. Now let's talk about a medium level difficulty level, guys. So in a medium level difficulty, you're gonna make these jumps pretty far, right? They're gonna be edge jumps. You want edge jumps. And now an edge jump is going to be a full block, right? Even these are going to be fairly easy because you have, there is a full square that is going over a full like block jump. So these ones, I don't even have to try too hard on. But now let me show you, if I'm going to make this one hard, I'm just going to go a little bit further out on this one to make this harder. So now we just got to test it. Make sure you test every jump, right? So that is a pretty difficult jump because I have to jump on the edge. Like if I just do like a normal jump, I can't make it, right? So it's all about having to go on the edge of the block here to make that a little bit of a harder jump. You see, even there, I didn't make it there, and I did a pretty close to a perfect edge jump, but I just didn't quite do it, right? I had to have a little bit more run speed, and then I jump on the edge to make that jump. Now let's finish this off. We'll make another fairly difficult jump here, but we're gonna make it a little closer, but we're gonna change the elevation, right? Okay, that looks good to me because basically what they have to do here is they can do a momentum jump or they can just jump normally. So that's fine. This is a little bit of a harder level than this. This is like default, death run, easy, versus this is medium difficulty level jumps. They have to do a little bit more running and jumping or momentum jumps to get through it. Now let's do hard level. Okay, I mentioned earlier layering, guys. Layering is about making the person think about more than just one thing, right? So on a medium difficulty level, all they're thinking about is jumps. versus in a hard level difficulty, they have to think about jumps and something else like traps. Let's make some hard jumps and then throw some traps in here. Okay, so here's how the level's set up. I have traps everywhere, and I made these jumps really hard. Once again, guys, it's all about testing it, right? So these are pretty simple jumps, and something that I could avoid mostly with these traps going off as well. Because if you're doing this and you're not super good, you're gonna have to just do a double jump off of it, right? So what you're gonna have to do is go like jump out, jump, so the traps go off, then wait, then go like this, and then jump, right? But with these, what makes this hard is, or more doable, is people that can do momentum jumps off of it. So they're gonna run, and then, you know, quickly jump to the next one, that kind of thing, right? And then I made this little lip here at the end to make this really hard, so that, you know, someone's gonna have to do a double jump here, then wait, and then jump off, right? So this is gonna be a really difficult level for most people, to make it even. Most people won't even see that lip, let alone be able to make the jump and then avoid the trap. So let's see if I can do this once it's actually live traps. Okay, guys, you're about to see how much of a bot I am. Let's see if I can do this first try. Oh, okay. Ooh, we did it! First try, baby! So it can't be that hard. Now, I may have been able to do that on my first try, but it is a much more difficult level than, say, these two, right? The principle is about layering, right? Making hard jumps, throwing in some traps, and so forth. Now let's make like a really hard scissors type level. Okay, guys, I added traps on the second level to make this a lot harder. And then there's the final trap over here, which I think may be hard because you have to avoid hitting it up above. Let's just try it out. So if you were gonna do this for real, you'd have to bait this, then go, and then bait that, and then go again, and then bait that. Oh no! So this is what I'm talking about, guys. It makes it harder by putting extra layers on it, right? So this is all about, you have to bait traps, then do parkour as well, right? And then you have to worry about the traps on the other side too, right? So this is making it so this is a level that's nearly impossible, right? The pros are gonna struggle with it. The pro death runners and stuff, they're gonna struggle doing this level because there's so many different layers they have to think about. So you gotta test it to make sure it's even possible. Like at least be able to do it once kind of thing, because right now I can't even do this once, versus maybe like, so I have to bait the other one. I don't know if I can make that jump over there. Like I don't even know if that's possible with the way the traps are set up. Oh. Oh! Okay, so I tried that for a little while, and I really like that first sequence, but this jump is a little bit too hard. So what I'm gonna do on this jump is make it, move it slightly over a bit so that it's not so hard to make the jump, but it's still a challenge with the traps, right? Because that's the point, is not so much the jump here, but I love the like trap that you have to bait traps while you're on these platforms and still make these jumps. So let's see if we can make this platform just a little bit more attainable, but still make it a challenge. Okay, so you're gonna have to jump here, jump up. Oh man, this is gonna be so hard, guys. So they'll be over here, bait the side trap over there, right? Jump over here, double jump here, bait those traps, then jump over here, and then have to avoid that. Oh man, that's gonna be hard. All right, let's try this. Oh, I forgot I have to bait. Oh. Okay, that level's possible, guys, but it's really hard. Oh my gosh. And so, you know what, if I'm like, you know what, that's too easy, let's just add another layer to it. I mean, I don't think this is too easy, guys. This is a really difficult level. But if we wanted to add another layer to it, we could do a number of things. We could add in a sequencer like this to where when they start, you know, it's gonna be following them. Or we could even add in like bumpers. Or we can add these things at the end, right? So that if you don't hit this jump just right, you're gonna hit it and die, you know. So there's just add a layer there. Or you could add in some bumpers along the way, along the side or something, you know, add some bumpers in here to make it even harder, you know. So you can just add more layers to make it a much more difficult level, right? So this is super easy, you know, just jump through it, get to the next level. Super, you know, a little bit harder because the jumps are a little bit further. This one adds the traps. This one adds the traps on both levels so that they have to bait and make these really hard jumps, right? So it's all about layering, guys. And it's also about like how many difficult jumps are in a level, right? So this level may have one difficult jump or two, versus this one has 2 or 3, versus this one has 4 or 5 difficult jumps, right? So the harder levels have hard jump after hard jump after hard jump, to make it a hard level. So let's try this real quick with like a trap tunnel. I have my trap tunnel set up. I haven't really made the difficulties different. And for some reason, guys, there's something weird happening with the orange blocks. There's like this green tint going over it. I don't even know what's going on there. And it just comes and goes as it pleases. Pay no attention to the green tint. Okay, so this would be an easy trap tunnel, right? You just have traps. You can make it even easier if you want, is just by doing some traps on the wall as opposed to the ground, right? So just make your ground floor pieces like this. And so then like a super duper easy is just do it all on one side, so someone just has to run down the left. Or you could even have it alternating, right? So you could go, oops, I accidentally switched that. You could have it alternating like this, where they have to run back and forth. Like you can just run like this and it baits the one on the right, go back and forth, right? So that's an even easier trap tunnel. For our purposes here, we're just gonna make it all on the ground, just to illustrate the point. Right, so there's different types of trap tunnels you can do. I'm just showing the point here of like, okay, this is an easy one, because like someone who's been doing death runs for a while knows that you can just jump through this really quick, right? So that would be an easy way to do this. And for some reason, my jump fatigue is still on. I don't know why. Okay, jump fatigue is off for real this time. I don't know why that is struggling. So that would be an easy one, right? And then this is your typical trap tunnel that you've seen like Scissors on the Scissors first death run. Now these are pretty like commonplace. And if you don't know how to bait traps, right, this is a good one for like medium difficulty, right? So once again, it comes down to layering, right? So on level 1 or the easy level, we have just traps on the floor. On a medium level, we have traps all the way around that make it more difficult, right? So how can we make this one hard? Let's add some doors in. I've done some death runs before where they add in doors, and it's amazing how difficult that makes it. So let's just add in a normal door like that. So that means they can't just, you know, they don't have all the space in the world to bait, but they can still, someone who's good can still go in and bait it like that, right? But let's add in a side door as well. So now they can't just run straight through it, right? And it's adding a layer that makes it more difficult here, right there. And then let's figure something out for the end that's different than just a doorway. Okay, so what I added in here, guys, was 2 giant bumpers that if you run through normal, it hits you, right? It's gonna hit you around and kill you. But if you run through just on the right edges, you'll be okay, right? So once again, guys, that's just an added layer to make this just a little bit harder. So how can we make a basic tunnel like this really, really hard? Okay, I've thought of this thing here. I wanna see if this is even possible, guys. So I've never seen anyone use one of these to like bait traps. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. Oh, but you can't do the bottom one. Okay, so I tested this, guys, and it is literally impossible with the floors in there, right? So we didn't discover anything new and revolutionary, but we can change this a bit so that it's still a trap tunnel and different, but still unique, right? So it's gonna be a unique level that is a challenge for someone to come in and figure out, well, how the heck do I do this? How do I bait these traps? That kind of thing, right? So we're just gonna leave these nodes in with the traps on the top and the bottom, or and the sides, and then see how this is. If this is like really hard, or if it needs an extra layer on it. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so here we go. So we're gonna go boom. That baits it. This might be too easy, honestly, guys. I think this might be a little bit too easy to do it this way. So I love the principle of it, but it's pretty simple. That was a pretty simple trap tunnel. I'm gonna say that's probably even easier than this one. So let's figure out a way that we can do this, make this hard, but still have these nodes in the middle. I like the principle of hitting them to bait the traps. Okay, so I had the idea of adding in the blow dart traps at the bottom, because you can bait that first one, but then the other ones, they're gonna hit you, and you're just gonna have to go quick, right, before you get to the next checkpoint. Let's add in a checkpoint here so that, you know, the person they can potentially get there without dying. Let's see if that's too hard, too easy. Let's check it out, all right? Oh, look, it baits them as well. Oh, interesting. So this hasn't really changed difficulty, because jumping in front of it baits that trap. Okay, guys, so here's the layers I've added. I added a little bit of invisibility, so when someone's close to it, they don't really know what's going on until they're close to it. And I've also added some bumpers down below to throw them off if they get thrown off too much, right? All right, let's try again. Oh, I forgot about the bumpers! Gosh, I'm already dead! Oh, there's bumpers on the side. Okay, there we go. There's a bumper in the middle of this one. Oh my gosh, this is a crazy trap tunnel, because you can't see anything as you're going through it. That just knocked me out of orbit. My gosh, guys. Whoo! I made a whole new type of trap tunnel, guys, that no one's ever seen, all because I just was adding layers, right? We're adding layers, and it makes it way hard, because you have to remember where you're going, what you're doing. Visibility's changed. Like, there's just a lot of layers to this trap tunnel that's made this way harder than it was. Oh my gosh, let's see if I can just even do this at all. Okay, I made it, guys. Oh my gosh, that was a crazy trap tunnel. Oh, and I died once I hit the checkpoint. Okay, guys, there you have it. That's how you make easy, medium, hard, and impossible levels on death runs. And you may even end up making something super unique, right? So some of these levels I've never even seen done before. I've never seen a trap tunnel like this. I just haven't. It doesn't exist out there, but we made something new today because we were layering and making it cool or fun, right? So that's how you make death runs, different difficulty levels, and we're at the beginning of making a really fun death run here, guys. All right, guys, that's it. Be sure to leave in the comments below what you want me to make next. Also, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and then come back every day to see what we're doing in creative mode, whether it's making a map, running a death run, escaping some room, making a how-to video for a new featured rift. We're always doing something fun in creative mode. All right, guys, thanks for watching and have an awesome day.